What is up, everybody? I hope you all had a spectacular Thanksgiving week. Welcome to one of the last 4 or 5 Monday market updates of the year. My name is Sean Grapevine. I am a co-branch manager of the Atlanta, Georgia branch, and today I am joined by none other than Austin.
Perfect. Nice, short and sweet. I like it. And Rob, where's his intro?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And last but not least, Rob.
You gotta keep things fresh. I like that. I like the new intro. It gives us more time to talk about the market.
Exactly. I want to take people by surprise. We've got a longer episode today. Everything else is feeling stale, So I just wanted to really, really throw people for a loop there.
People are revolting. They're revolting right now. They're
for our longtime listeners, you'll know why that was so funny. I mean, just the funniest thing I've ever done. For you newbies, you'll have to ask some older heads here. So anyway, welcome, guys, to the Monday market update. We've got some things that have happened in the past, some things that are happening in the future in the market, and then we've got some fun games to play, which is really my favorite thing to do on any sort of live broadcast because of the possibility of mayhem and confusion. My two favorite things. So last week, Austin, let's just jump into whether there was any economic news last week, what effect it had, and what's coming up this week. And take it away.
Yeah, of course. So I think this past week was really a lot of positioning for what's going to happen this week. To be perfectly honest with you, there's a lot of Fed talk, as we kind of discussed in previous week market updates, like how important Fed speaking is to the market and how much clarity is, trying to be passed down to the market, and what's everyone's view that actually has a say at the Fed. So I think today we actually have a speaking arrangement for one of the Fed presidents in St. Louis, Bullard. He's one of the more hawkish people, so probably a lot of tampering of expectations. But our big dog Jerome Powell is going to be speaking on Wednesday. That's also conveniently the day that we have the GDP and PCE information released, and big
day.
Yeah, for sure. And then we also have our Friday jobs numbers, as well as we have ADP on employment numbers that get released on Wednesday as well. So there's a lot of big data pieces, but keep in mind this is the last week we actually have the Fed able to really speak to us before the meeting that's going to occur on December 14th. So there's a lot of I would say focus on what the Fed says this week by the market, and then we see obviously what the Fed actually does on the 14th, and kind of the the view that the Jerome Powell is going to speak on after the fact. So I think we have a couple of big data points that we talked about, and really the market's just been positioning and waiting for this week to come about, and also next week. So I think there was a lot of anticipation, and also honestly, when you're looking at those holiday weeks, there's a lot less activity in terms of volume and really market participants. So you're not going to see super dramatic moves, and you might see dramatic moves, and that's usually based off of lack of liquidity generally.
Interesting. All right, so let's get one fun prediction out of the way here, and I think this will really speak to where the market is going in December. We'll start with Rob. Who's going to win tomorrow, the USA or Iran?
I'm going all USA, man. We're all USA. Or actually, it's probably be another tie. That's going to be another.
Oof. If we tie, we lose.
Fun to watch. We're going to root for the win, obviously, but hopefully there's some goals.
Austin, any guesses?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with USA. I mean, this is a must win. Backs against the wall, and there's a lot of, I guess, tension around this one in general. So it's going to be good to see, a good, high stakes World Cup game. But yeah, hopefully no more ties. We can't do that anymore.
I agree. Although 0-0, I mean, against England, that's a win in my book. It's a moral win. So
yeah.
All right. So we got some exciting stuff coming up this week. We've got PCE, GDP, and Fed talk. So that's enough to move the market quite a bit, assuming they don't all cancel each other out. And PCE is this like leading form of inflation, right? What does it exactly measure?
It's just generally a basket of goods similar to it's just kind of look at pricing in general across
Mhm.
all goods, and think of GDP as a measure of our economic growth.
Mhm.
There's a couple different things that go into that equation. Consumer spending, government spending, investment, and different things like the net exports or imports and everything like that. Don't need to memorize that equation and how it all adds up, but think of it as economic growth, as kind of a put into a number. That's what GDP is, and that's kind of economics 101 in terms of if you want to see GDP go up, it means your economy is growing.
Mhm.
But PCE is kind of an alternative inflation measure essentially. I would just kind of leave it at that. It's one that the Fed likes to look at, but anything that's core, that kind of takes out anything that's food related or energy related. That can be a little bit more fluctuation based off of more geopolitical issues.
Mhm.
And we've seen energy become quite volatile recently. It's going down right now, which is great, but at the end of the day, that's something that the Fed cannot control really. The price of a barrel of oil,
Right.
they can't control that nearly as much as tons of other factors. So
Sure.
those are things that you take out of the core, and core is basically like a lot of different, very important kind of things that are always going to be in the kind of consumer's basket. And at the end of the day, we'll like to see core inflation continue to go down. But that's kind of what we're looking at here, and that's just the Fed pays attention to it, but they pay attention to CPI just as much as we do as well.
Interesting. All right. Well, I think we've done our due diligence on the market, and it's time to really get to the exciting stuff here. Rob Pieklo came up with this little competition that he and Austin are going to have, and then the rest of us as a company are going to have as well. There are 5 categories. We're going to predict the end of year figures for each of these, except for the conforming loan limit, which comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Is that right?
Tomorrow's D-Day. Yep.
Tomorrow. So you want to get your votes in early on that one, because they obviously won't count after we have the information. And the winner of each category is going to get, like I said in the LO chat, is going to get the most amazing, the most expensive prize that the Monday Market Update team has ever given out. It's the first one we've ever given out to. So we're setting our standards low, and it's a bit TBD, but it's going to be very valuable and tons of bragging rights associated with it. So our 5 categories, why don't you give them to us, Rob?
All right, we're going to start off with conforming loan limits, like we just mentioned. We're gonna go with the Dow Jones, where it's going to end on 12/30, because that's the last trading day. We're going with the Freddie Mac survey rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. We're going to go for the 10-year Treasury, where it's going to end, and then we're going to throw a little crypto into it and add a little Bitcoin and see where that is going to end. Not that that's been volatile at all. So nice, easy ones that we can model and track.
And so, do you have in front of you where each of those are at right now?
I don't.
Okay.
I provided them in our chat. I can open that and I can read them. They're right in there.
Yes. Why don't you do that? So as everybody knows, we've got the conforming loan limit at 647,200. Where's everything else?
So I can jump in for Rob here. So as of 11/28, when we pulled the data, Dow was at 34,262. So that's what we're kind of basing today's benchmark off of. Bitcoin was at 16,271. The Freddie Mac survey, 6.64%. And I think what we already talked about, conforming loan limit, 10-year Treasury is the last one, 3.676.
3.676.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. And you guys have both already put in your guesses. Do you guys know each other's guesses?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
No,
so
either.
Austin, Rob's are, let me pull this over to this tab. He's got the 23 conforming loan limit at 413,500.
Nope, sorry. That is 713,500.
Okay, all right. That
Typo.
That makes more sense. 713. At 713, 500. He's down on the 715, but he's not that down on it. So 713, 500. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's pretty optimistic. I think everything about Rob's are optimistic. You got the 10-year Treasury at 3.379. The Dow Jones at 33,250 compared with the 34,236 right now. So he's thinking, inflation's going down, but tech earnings are dragging down the Dow. Is that kind of something like that?
We'll see a little bit of a pullback is what I'm predicting for the end of the year run here.
Okay. But you're expecting good things inflation wise, it looks like, with a 3.379 on the 10-year.
Decent inflation, but potentially recessionary numbers coming through.
Okay, interesting. So going to that, we get the Freddie Mac prior week mortgage survey rate at 6.12, so down 50 bips in rate. That would be great. I'd be all about that.
We're hoping for some more buyers coming in the market, more international buyers as well. So we anticipate the MBS outperforming Treasury a little bit.
Ah, man. Look at that. I love it. I love it. And Bitcoin the contagion has been staunched there. FTX has done their damage to the market. People are slightly more bullish on Bitcoin, and you've got it at 19,575, up 20%.
I have it moving. I actually thought it might even be a little bit higher. I had some more funds coming in towards the end of the year and kind of seeing what that looks like. I was hoping for plus, a little over 20, but I went a little more conservative and say it's going to fall just under that 20,000 mark.
Wow. Well, Rob, the conservative bull here. I like this. I think this is optimistic yet measured. Let's compare it side by side with Mr. Koenig's.
And Sean, I don't think I actually put in the conforming loan limit. I'm not sure if you see on your end. But
yeah, I actually wasn't on there quite yet. That was my bad. What you got for us?
I had 705.
705.
Didn't put it down to the exact $100 amount. I'm just going with 705.
705. I mean, it's happened before. There's a 1 in 10 chance that it's gonna be ending at 000. So. We got conforming loan limit, so about $8,000 under Rob. And for everybody out there, for these guys and the company wide, it's not Price is Right rules. Okay, we're just doing the absolute value of the difference between the final number and so if it comes in at 705 and $1 or 7,704,999, then Austin still takes it. So no Price is Right rules. This is just as close as you can get in either direction. Austin, you've got the 10-year at 3.599, so about 0.2% higher than Rob's. What are your thoughts here? We're not seeing quite as good of news in the inflation space, but maybe decent news.
Yeah, I think it's kind of generally that sort of vein. I think at the end of the day, the Fed's not going to be super ready to, I think, get the market to change. Like, say, hey, we're going to stop the rate hike pace right here. I think a lot of this stuff is priced in terms of kind of the pivot talks. I think there's a lot of chance though for to go below 3.599. I'm just trying to kind of weigh a lot of different factors into this, right? So by no means am I right, probably, but this is just kind of where I think is actually probably a fairly decent level. I think it's between the 3.4 to 3.6 level is where I think it ends up in, and if I want to give a range. So I think Rob's also close, but it's, I think I'm more favorable for everyone as well. We'll see what kind of happens though.
All right, guys, two experts weighing in, both disagreeing on how much lower rates are going to be over the next month, but agreeing that they will be going lower. Love to hear it. It looks like your guesses seem so accurate that Rob got scared and left. He just left the market update altogether. So
yeah,
this isn't good enough to declare you winner due to forfeit, but we might have to minister to some of Rob's fears here once he comes back on, assuming he comes back on. Maybe you just intimidated him out of this altogether. So the Dow Jones at close on December 30th, you've got at 31,499. So similar to Rob, you see a kind of backswing on the Dow.
Yeah, I think stocks. let's say if the stocks are at the bottom of the bear market right now, I think they're pretty expensive still. I think there's still a lot of pressure and growth aspects that are going to be still taking a hit. But we'll see how it all pans out. I think December can kind of be an interesting month when it comes to the stock market. It's historically looking, I think 2023 will be a very interesting start to the year, and see how those months kind of actually I don't know, materialize and everything like that. So we'll see kind of how the stock market ends up. But I don't think where we are today is probably where we'll end up at. I think we're going to be a little bit lower.
Okay, I love it. These are very, very careful guesses here. And we've got your Freddie Mac prior week mortgage survey rate, similar to your 10-year. You see it is slightly lower than today at 6.48%.
Yeah, and I think for this one, I think it actually probably will be on the lower side. I think I'm actually saying this is almost like doing two guesses at once. I think if the 10-year surprises to be up, actually stay up higher, maybe closer to where we are at today, I think the mortgage survey will, this is kind of, I think at 3.599, we actually might be at a lower,
I see. You're kind of hedging. Wow.
A little bit of hedging, but I think generally it's, I could be double wrong as well.
That's true. So, I like this hedge. I think it's smart. You're really a Goldman boy at heart, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I am.
Market.
And Rob. Okay. All right. He took some time. He got scared. He took some time, slapped himself around a little bit, put some cold water on the face, and he's ready to go back to bat.
I was ready to
Austin.
talk trash. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. Sean saved the day. He came in, and then everything just broke down on my computer here, and he set me up. Sean Hammond, that is. So he's got him on his setup now, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Wow. All right. Thanks. Sean Hammond, he does it all. That's Sean. We were just about to go lastly over Austin's Bitcoin price prediction. It looks like it may just flat-ish, 15,890.
Yeah, I'm not like Rob here. I don't have the moon priced in quite yet. I think there's a lot of pressure in the crypto market. We'll see what happens. I think there's the blue chips, but there's also the .com bubble-esque of all the crap coins for our PG rated show. So I think at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of pressures in this market. And I don't know if there's a great story for kind of that risk asset that is crypto. That's my personal view. I don't think we're going to get any checks from the government to put into the crypto market anytime soon. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, Austin, yours is you basically you should just set up an iron condor on essentially everything right now. So you've got you're just like steady. You're not seeing very much change between now and the end of the year. I like that.
He was counting on half of the trading market being in the Hamptons. That's the key part. That's why we want everything to kind of fall in line, so that way there's no, you don't want those guys having to get out of their offices and their beach houses or wherever they are and panic trade for sure.
Exactly.
Interesting. I can't wait until that's me. Till the only reason I'm leaving the Hamptons is to panic trade. So all right, well we've got our guesses in. I'll toss mine in real quick. I'm all the time bullish. Just doesn't matter. In the face of adversity, I just close my eyes and hope for the best. I've got the Dow Jones at 35,250. I've got the 10-year at let's go crazy. Let's say 3.269. I've got Freddie Mac prior week mortgage survey rate at 6.06. So that means that's like 5.875 for UMortgage LOs. Bitcoin price, I'm not as bullish on that. I'd say 14,100. It's the contagion from FTX is not done running its course. And conforming loan limits, I'm also not too bullish on that. I say 706,500. So, but I'm going up against all the other UMortgage lay people, not the experts like you guys. So I've got no pressure. I know I'm not going to win. So we will drop this this link in the chat or the comments for this video. It will be there. We'll put it in the LO chat. We'll put it everywhere, and make sure you get your answers in the next 24 hours so that you know your conforming loan limit guess is good. We'll keep you guys posted on who's winning and what you win. And you two have a little side bet. What does the winner or loser get or have to do between the two?
All right, we're doing lunches for the team. So we're risking some significant sized lunches for maybe some Philly cheesesteaks or something for each of the offices. So we'll be, I guess, Sean, myself, and we'll have the other team members here in Tampa get some free lunch from Austin. So thank you.
All right, there we go.
Wow, that was called assuming the sale. You just put those cheesesteaks in your mouth. I think there. But Austin, how many people are on the capital markets team?
Well, we have two others in the office right now, and then we have Christian, who's based out of California. So it's really, I think Ross.
I think we should just go ahead and say everybody who reports to HQ.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's an open concept. Our desk kind of flows into other teams. So, I think you got to start counting there.
Well, and really all the LOs, we use the lock desk and capital markets. So I think they're technically part of the capital markets team.
Yeah, I don't think Rob priced in the tail risk here. So we'll have to we'll have to see.
Make some adjustments to get a little closer to Austin on these. Though I missed the middle part of it, so I'll need that to be sent to me via chat, so I know what I'm rooting for here.
We'll put some screenshots up and use those as your guiding light if you want to, fair listeners, or just go crazy. Throw a couple zeros in there. At least you'll be the closest if something really plummets. Bitcoin's a good good candidate for just chucking in a zero and moving on with your day. Anyway, I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. Like I said, I'm looking forward to an incredible December. We've got a whole month to just crush it going into 2023. Don't think about 2023. Let's just kill it in 2022. The three of us are all here to help out, answer any questions, and provide any motivation and support that you need. Put in your answers as soon as possible, and I can't wait to go over them next week and see where people are, see who's closest, see who's in the lead, and see who won the Conforming Loan Limit Challenge. Have a great week, everybody.